Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. And I'm fired up today. This is a great day for me because I've got a special guest that she's incredible, but just not what she does for business, but as a person. And you buy a people, you don't buy businesses, and you're going to love her. Welcome to the show, Ramona Turner. She's the creator and founder and owner of a healing place. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. So tell me, a healing place. Pretty obvious. What do you do and why that name?
A healing place. Well, it came about during COVID and to help people heal. I think I'm a massage therapist, a Reiki master, yoga instructor, and a guided meditation coach. And it just felt like people were losing their ever loving minds. You know, uh, I felt like I just felt like everybody was just scattered, being pulled apart. I felt like I was being pulled apart. And to come here quiet, but yet in a great location right off the freeway and just find your inner peace, to find your way of being brought back together again. We all became Humpty Dumpty during during COVID. And so now, it doesn't take all the king's men to put you back together again. Sometimes all you need to do is stop in contemplation to bring yourself back together again.
Well, stress is a big part of COVID, and I
Oh
think you're
gosh, yes.
anti-stress. Am I on the right track there?
Yes, anti-stress.
So in the healing place, and you have a location, a brick and mortar location, what do you do there to help me relieve my stress? Give me healing.
Well, I have partnered up with local entrepreneurs to create a wellness center. People lost their own businesses, their own brick and mortars, and they wanted a space to come back to that they could use. So as of right now, we have I'm excited to let you know that we have yoga in Japanese
Oh my
starting
gosh.
this coming Monday, January 9th. Is so exciting. The teacher's name is Mariko. Her class starts at 9:30 in the morning in Japanese. We have to meet people where they are. A language barrier shouldn't be there. She's going to help us open up that language barrier and help people to find that inner peace through yoga and to find their lucidity in yoga. On Tuesdays, we have a gal who's here teaching Tai Chi as well as yoga. And then 3 times a month, we have a gal here who it's called Family Constellations. And what that is breaking through ancestral blockages. If you've noticed that there's a trend that's happening in your family and you feel like that has got a hold on you, that's preventing you from reaching your goals, she can help you break those blockages and realize what you are trying to do. It's very powerful. We have a guy actually who next month will do a little bit of Reiki. People coming in, teaching people how to use the force of the universe and energy to heal themselves. So we have a revolving door. We have a lot of things happening at any given time. No set schedule. I like that fluidity. It allows us to meet people where they are. If yoga isn't their thing, well, come, keep checking back and we'll probably have something that will pique their interest. Vengat, who is the guy who wants to teach yoga, he also wants to teach EFT tapping. If just tapping on your forehead and tapping on various parts of your body is what's going to give you that peace of mind, so that you can stay focused and finish that task that you're trying to get to, so be it. Because there's so many different ways to find your inner peace.
That's an amazing business model, and listeners need to hear this. You partner up with other businesses,
Yes.
collaboration.
Yes.
That's what I preach. That's what I teach. That's serving in business. So that's one thing you said, which I did not know. And like I told you before our show, I'm going to learn something about you. That's super powerful. And I'm going to support you 1,000,000%. An audience supporter. The second thing you said, which was very interesting, was I go to where the customer is, what the client needs. You're
Yes.
client centric. I
Yes.
love that, because it
Right.
should be that way in every business.
Well,
Now,
because
go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
your version of healing isn't my version of healing. You know, how many times I have somebody tell me that they don't like massage or they don't like yoga or they don't, what's Reiki? I'm a Christian. I didn't do the Reiki. I believe in Jesus. Um, okay, they don't want the Reiki. Well, this is what we have. You don't want the yoga doesn't work for you. Well, let's see what will work for you, because I can't force you to heal. You can't rush the healing, right? You have to be open to healing.
Yeah.
You have to allow the healing. And if you're not comfortable, no healing is taking place.
Amen, Ramona. Oh my gosh, that's powerful. Do you do any virtual for people that are not in our area? She's in the Bay Area, by the way. If you want to reach out, can you do anything virtually yet? Is that a goal maybe down the road?
We do have a few of the instructors who do offer hybrid classes. The Japanese yoga instructor will be teaching a hybrid class. I will be reaching out to you. I need to add her to my info so
Nice.
that people can to sign up for her classes. Lisa, who does the family constellations, I believe she does it hybrid as well. We do have a Reiki meeting that happens. It's a natural healing network. They meet virtually as well as in person. So depending on the instructor, we do have the ability to meet people where they are. If they can't come here because of geography or physical ailments, or they just don't want to chance COVID, guess what? We have something for them.
Well, you're a smart lady. I knew the answer would be yes, and I didn't know that. I'm glad it is, because the audience is going to be all over the world, not just the United States. So I'd love them to have access to what you're offering, and that's beautiful. Guy, wellness center. As you know, we've talked. I've owned health clubs, and I think the wellness center is needed now more back than in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and when I was part of a health club, it's needed more now. But what got you there? Why did you start a healing place? What's your background like?
Oh, wow. How much time do we have?
You got a few minutes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I can do this.
That's all right.
Um, Interestingly enough, my background, I am I was a journalist. I got my degree from San Jose State University. I actually was on my high school newspaper, 1989 earthquake. I was a junior in high school. 89 earthquake. Yeah. So it was in my blood I love listening to people tell their stories. And I like sharing that information that I just learned. Hey, did you hear about this? Not gossip, but information, right? But fast forward to my late 20s, I started having nosebleeds, and they start picking up pace. You stop rationalizing what is the cause of the nosebleeds. Oh, it's my allergies. Oh, the air must be dry. I was living in Santa Cruz. The air is never dry.
Wow.
But while I was experiencing nosebleeds, a coworker of mine was having TMJ issues. Her jaw was just really tight. And so she had seen specialists. She was ready to go for surgery. And she says, you know what, Ramona, I think I'm ready for a career change. And I think I'm just going to quit and I'm going to have the surgery. And then I'm just going to reinvent myself and see where I land. Right. Guess what? She quit the job, canceled the surgery because the TMJ went away. It was stress. Her body was manifesting stress by her exerting all those hundreds of pounds of energy on her face. Well, guess what? Thank God I had a holistic doctor who basically said, "Hey, Ramona, are you dizzy? No. How's work? Well, I work all day long. I can't take breaks. They call me while I'm on vacation." She says, "Well, Ramona, that's stress." So my body was manifesting my stress in nosebleeds. Now, so my nose was bleeding while I'm driving. My nose was bleeding at my desk. My nose was bleeding when I wake up in the middle of the night. Oh, heaven forbid, and thank goodness it never bled while I was with an interviewee, and that scared me. I'm 28 when I learned this. Okay, well, that makes you think, okay, well, what do I want for myself?
Yeah.
If not journalism, then what? And, poof, the universe, God, whoever you believe, sent me a massage therapist. I've never had a professional massage in my life. And you know how you're at the store and you start talking to somebody and oh, I'm a massage therapist. What? Really? Tell me everything about it, because I massage people's necks. I'm the office massage therapist, bouncing off ideas, story ideas, leads, sentence structure, whatever, how to make this work. And people are like, wow, you're really good. So meeting this woman, it was like serendipity. It's like, what? You're a massage therapist? You actually get paid for this? I never thought about this as a job. I never had one. That's what rich people do, right? They go get massages in resorts, but she didn't work in a resort. She worked at a spa. She told me everything. What have you got to lose? So I wound up signing myself up, hooked from day one. That was 18 years ago, almost 19 years.
Amen.
Almost 19. So I worked in the spa industry, quit the spa industry, learned Reiki. Why? I don't know. It just something said, let's go learn Reiki. Okay. And then got the yoga. The reason why I did the yoga and the guided meditation was because as a massage therapist, I'm just a band-aid. Is that job security? Maybe I make you feel good and then it wears off in 2 or 3 days and then you come back. But how do I get you to heal fully? Well, that's where the yoga and the guided meditation came in. If I engage you into the massage just a little bit, you can still get your zonk out. That becomes a more deeper healing experience. It lasts a little bit longer depending on how your work life and home life is, and it's more peaceful. It's more healing than just me rubbing on you.
Yeah.
That's
What
how.
a
And then
story.
a healing place came because we were shut down. We weren't supposed to be giving massage. So it's like, how does a massage therapist make money if she can't give massage?
Tough one. I don't have an answer for that. I think many people would, and they've learned that lesson. Well, that's an
Yeah.
incredible story, and that's definitely what I love about my show and having people like you on. You listen to the calling. How many people have a calling? Probably as well as I do. They have a calling, they don't answer it, and that's
Right.
okay. But you answer, and look where you are today.
Right. And the reason why I have the business plan that I have is because, how many things are you interested in learning about? How much time do you have? How much money do you have to invest in all this? And, I'm an energizer bunny, I go, go, go,
Yeah,
go, go. But sometimes the energizer bunny needs to stop and rest and heal herself. So the business model is, guess what, Ramona? You don't have to do it all by yourself. Ramona, you don't have to do it all. Reaching out and allowing other people's businesses to flourish here helps so many people. That little pebble that you throw into the lake and the ripples, right? Well, I'm the pebble, and I would like to think that I'm helping not only the person who's coming in seeking healing, but I'm helping the small business owner who lost their brick and mortar. So I'm helping so many people in the process of just saying, hey, let's think outside the box.
yeah. Well, it takes a village, and you're building a village of wellness,
Oh, yes.
and you're helping customers, clients, and you're helping business owners, people
Oh,
that have do
yes.
great things, and it's really a great lesson, listeners. Just think about that. You're starting a business. It might be behoove you to go out and reach out to different business partners and work together. I just
Mhm.
mentioned this morning, let's imagine there's a strip mall of multiple businesses. There's a healing place, a pizza place, a salon for nails, and a chiropractor. Well, if all four of you work together to market your businesses together, you're smiling because you get it, because that's what you're
Yes.
doing internally.
Yes.
And competition, there's no such thing as competition.
Not at
There's,
all.
there's in our area, we live in San Jose, Bay Area. Just San Jose is 1,000,008. Well, I think, Ramona, if you had 10,000 customers, I think you wouldn't be on my show. You might be on your boat. No, I'm kidding, because you'd still be working. But that's what I love. You're not afraid of competition. You're not afraid of working with people. And they got to be right fit. I'm sure people out there are thinking, well, they got to be a right fit. Of course. But again, there's many, 40,000 businesses in San Jose. I think you'd be okay doing that.
Yeah.
Um, you said a great story about what you learned about TMJ. A quick story about a client you helped with your massage and what happened. What was their problem, and what did you do to help them? I know you have a good story.
Only one?
Well, we'll start with one.
Okay. So a very recent story as of last month. So one of my clients has MS, and her biggest fear was catching COVID. And unfortunately, she wound up catching it in November. And so several weeks went by. She was one of those people, unfortunately, that caught it, got over it, and then relapsed. And so I hadn't seen her for weeks, and she was about to travel, and she says, Ramona, okay, I'm testing negative, but I still feel like crap. The after effects of COVID, the body's still trying to kick it out, right? So I grab my supplies and I go over there. I have a exfoliating glove, which is used for lymphatic drainage, to clear out to help the lymph detoxify the body. And then my acupuncturist, thank God for him, he has something called evil bone water. And the evil bone water is an anti-inflammatory agent that you spray on. And so something told me to grab it. And so we did 2 sessions in 2 days, 5 hours total. And by the time I was done with her, she felt 100%. When I walked in the door on that first day, she was coughing her little head off. The COVID symptoms, the after COVID, the post COVID symptoms were like asthma, really bad asthma. She opened the door and she's sucking on an inhaler, and her face was just beet red. She couldn't even talk for coughing. By the time I was done on day 1, she was not coughing. I returned on day 2. The cough had returned a little bit. At the end of that time, the cough was gone. Gave her evil bone water to take with her, to rub on her chest and her feet and the joints. And she made it through several weeks of her trip, no cough.
Oh my gosh.
So it's not just the massage. I mean, the massage was part of it. The Reiki was part of it. We did the dry brushing to clear out her lymph, and then of course the evil bone water for the anti-inflammatory agent. To get her body to calm the f down.
That is so amazing. And I knew you had a great story. I love to share that because there's so many stories out there people need to hear and they're not hearing. And this is definitely one of them. So I know we talked earlier about a book, and I like if there's a book out there. I know you're racking your brain because I know you read. Is there a book out there that you want to, reference to that's helped you?
I can't pick one.
Pick a few.
Okay, I'm going to pick 2. One is called See Her Run. And See Her Run was actually written by a friend of mine that I used to work with in journalism at the newspaper that I used to work with. It is superb. It is a nonfiction, or it is fictional. Sorry, it is a fiction, and it's a murder mystery, and that's all I'm going to tell you. I couldn't put it down. It's very rare that I pick up a book that I cannot pick down. I read it from cover to cover, and yeah, she wrote a sequel, same thing. Read it cover to cover, and and that's saying a lot for me to be able to read a book and just sit there and muddle through it. And then the other book is, I'm sorry, my Reiki Mastery book. So See Her Run is by Peggy Townsend, and then my Reiki Mastery book was written by Jessica Miller. She's my Reiki instructor, and I wouldn't be able to help people on that another level if it wasn't for her. So those are my two favorites.
Awesome. I love that. And it's unique because it sounds like the first one's entertainment for you, which we need to have to shut down for a minute. Get away from business, get away from problems. Sometimes it's TV, sometimes it's books, whatever that is. It's fabulous. Well, Ramona, you're an incredible woman. You're giving and serving like this podcast is about. I thank you so much for being on. Listeners, please reach out to her in the show notes. You can reach out for an email with all her contact info. Reach out to her if you have somebody that needs her help or just have a question. Reach out, because you can tell on this podcast, I'm getting a ton of energy right now. I'm ready to go run a marathon, which I won't do, but I'll run something because I'll go work out after this. So I really appreciate you. And let's leave the audience a really big law of increase. A favorite number one business tip you want to leave them out there that helped them grow their business?
When you feel like you hit a wall, stop. Go find nature. Yes, I am a tree hugger. And when you hug that tree somewhere out off the beaten path and you hear its heartbeat, that is the reassurance that there's so much more. Things are so much bigger than you and what you've got going on. The ocean is my number one calling. Take me to the beach. The minute I open the car door and smell the air, I'm good. That's good for me. But of course, I have to go put my feet in the sand. Nature. Get yourself to nature. If you feel beaten up, you got to go and nurture yourself, because no one else is going to nurture you the way you know how. Something that I tell my clients is, You are your best friend. Your best friend knows everything there is to know about you. What words of advice, encouragement, wisdom does your best friend have for you? And then listen. Was that one? That's it.